Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? Fine, right? Okay, before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Alif Dian Rizky. You can call me Alif. I'm student of Islamic Education Department of UIN Malang. Okay guys, our topic today is the importance of teaching moral values to the student. I will begin by presenting the concept of importance of teaching moral values to the student. Then I will continue by explaining how the importance of teaching moral values to the student, and finally I will explain that the importance of teaching moral values to the student. First of all, I will explain teaching of moral values, and I will continue by strategies and method to teach moral values to the student. About organization of a presentation, my presentation will take 15 minutes and it should take about 25 minutes to cover that issues. Question, there will be time for question after my presentation. If you have any question, feel free to interrupt me at any time. Feel free to ask question at directly. Education, it is general sense, is a form of learning in which knowledge, skill, and habit of a group of people are transferred from one generation to next through teaching, training, research, or autodidactism. By education, people's moral values can be improved, especially students. I think education is the best way to teach people. Before we focus on the importance of teaching moral values to the student, we have to know what a moral value is. Morals have a greater social element to values and tend to have a very broad acceptance. Morals are far more about good and bad than other values. We thus judge others more strongly on moral than values. A person can be described as immoral, yet there is no word for them not following values. Values are the basic principles that influence humans' behavior. If someone has basic life principles, they will insusceptible by their environment. This principle will guide someone to behave. Values are positive potentially in human being, while values are the rules by which we make this decision about right and wrong, should and should not, good and bad. It also tells us which are more or less important, which is useful when we have threat of meeting one values over other. That is why I need a proper education method to teach those values to the student, so it will be implemented to be positive life principle that will be developed by the student in their future. I will focus on how important teaching moral values to the student is, how to teach moral values at the school, and whether the moral values have an impact to the student achievement and behavior. We have to teach moral values at school because school is an important place to teach moral values. Okay, next explanation about the role of teacher on student moral development. The quality of early teacher-student relationship can have strong influence on academic and social outcomes that persist through 8th grade. That is why moral values or character building is possible to be taught at the school, at home, and our environment. Moral values can be put as a part in curriculum at school, and the teacher also has an important part to teach moral values or character building to their students. They can impart values to the lesson, topic, or activity at the class. On the other hand, teachers should implicitly impart values when they select and include topics, when they insist on correct answer, when they encourage students to seek the truth of the matter, when they establish classroom routines from groups, encourage discipline, encourage excellence. Even for the teacher, they should be a model for the students. They have to act properly, dress properly, and also have to have a good belief. Teachers have to have four basic principles in teaching at the class: amanah, rahmah, ta'dubah, and silah. They are called religious professional because when the teacher have a good belief, it will influence the student. They will respect the teacher and obey teacher advice. And when the teacher arrange the activity at class, they should consider not only how instruction practice influence academic learning, but also how it shapes student character development. In that, teacher with positive attitude about students are more likely to foster student achievement and ethical. Berkowitz and Beers mention about character education. Character education is a nation movement creating schools that foster ethical, responsible, and caring young people by modeling and teaching good character traits, emphasis on universal values that we all share. It is the essential proactive effort by school, district, and state to instill in their student import core ethical values such as caring, honesty, awareness, responsibility, and respect for self. Next, explanation about method use moral values to the student. Schools also use method to teach moral values to the student, such as doing the ceremony every Monday, Bhakti social training, leadership, asking the student to work in group, praying together before starting the class, performing salat duha, and giving reward and punishment to the student. I believe that if the method used are applied continuously, step by step, the moral values will be the part of the student behavior. They will be able to decide what the good and bad things for them. And I can also say that the moral values give an impact on the students' behavior during the process of teaching and learning process in the class or at the examination. Based on the response answer, she said that her students showed a better attitude in the class and also at the examination. The student would not be cheating while doing their exam because the teacher has told that cheating is a bad thing and they understand it well. They will study hard to prepare to exam. And okay, next I will explanation based on the explanation. I can conclude that student moral development influence the student achievement and behavior. Moral values have to be taught to the student by an education at school and also at their house. Teacher, parent, and also the student have to work together to create a caring relationship between them. There are several strategies to teach moral values to the student, such as character building program, which the activities arranged to interest the student and emotional quotient. Caring school community, which the activities arranged to create a caring relationship between teacher, student, and integrative ethical education model, which has 5 steps. for moral character development, supportive climate, ethical skill, apprenticeship, instruction, self-regulation, and adapting a development system approach. And the teachers, they should have four basic principles in things at the class, such as amanah, rahmah, ta'dubah, and silah. It calls religious professionals. It is important to know that moral values are important to be taught to the student, because moral values have an impact to the student achievement and behavior, and help by the teaching if moral values, the student can learn what the will, they can differentiate what is good or bad, they can solve the problem of their life. And I believe if the student have a good moral character and principles in their life, their future will be brighter. Okay guys, I think that's all explanation about the importance of teaching moral values to the student from me. Thank you all for listening. I think that's everything I wanted to say about the importance of teaching moral values to the student. As a final point, I'd like to say moral education is very important for students who have a good personality and personality in everyday life. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.